Hey everyone, this is Orin from Block and Pixel, and today I'm recording a video about another PSA submission. We've got a stack of 20 cards here, and I just wanted to go over them before we ship them out today. And 13 of them are our cards. They belong to our business, Block and Pixel. 7 of them belong to Ivan, who you've probably seen comments on some of our videos. He's one of our closest friends, and he started getting back into Pokemon along with us, and he gave us some cards that he wanted to submit to. So now that we're part of the PSA, I think it's called the PSA Collectors Club. We've signed up for their subscription, the $99 a year. And if you're going to be doing bulk submissions like we are, it pays for itself in no time. So for this submission, we're doing 20 cards, and they're all fairly low value cards. So we were able to submit all of them at the service level of value trading card bulk, I think is what the submission type is. And that's $15 per card. So one thing that hopefully I can uh, teach you guys, something that I didn't know and I'm kind of bummed about. When you're submitting to PSA, you're not able to submit cards of different service levels in the same submission. So you can't submit, say, 10 value cards that are valued up to $200 at $15 a piece, plus cards that are higher value for a higher cost. They all have to be the same in the submission. So you could do 20 value cards, but you can't do 10 value cards and 10 other submission type in that same order. They have to all be of the same level of service when you send them in. So I'll do another video better explaining that. But for today, we're just going to go over the 20 cards we're submitting. So let's get started with that. First of all, I'm going to actually talk about these three. So these are the three Charizard promo cards that come in the Charizard Ultra Premium Collection. We opened two Charizard UPCs total. One of them we just recorded. We have not posted that video yet, but we'll be posting it soon. And so two of these Charizard promos are from one UPC, and one of them is from the other. We kind of just picked out the three that we thought would actually grade well, and we're submitting them in order. So hopefully we'll be able to get all tens, and then we'll have a sequential grading serial number for all three of them. So there'll be one right after the other in terms of their PSA serial numbers. So we'll see when it comes back. We're really hoping for 310s on these. But let me just give you a little demonstration of the card itself. I don't really want to take these out of the semi-rigid, so hopefully the light won't be too bad here. There is quite a bit of glare, but let's see what I can do here. So overall, this card we felt was deserving of a 10. The centering looks very good. The edges look very good. The corners look very good. The blue back, you don't see any white on any of the edges. We really feel this is going to deserve a 10 here. And same with the next two. I'm kind of just going to show them. So this also looks like it's centered well. The edges look great. The corners look great on both back and front. I'm not really seeing any white anywhere in any of the corners. In this bottom right corner, there might be a tiny little bit of white, but it's barely noticeable. So hopefully that won't cause any issues. And then here's our third promo. If anything, the top to bottom centering is a little tiny bit top heavy. You can see it's a little bit wider at the top than it is the bottom, but it's extremely minor. You can see it a little bit more so on the back, of course, because of the blue. So if anything, I could potentially see this card getting a 9 because of centering. I really hope not, because I would love that sequential 10 out of 10 for all three of these cards. But we'll see. If one of them is a 9, we'll probably still sell them as a set. But I don't know. We'll see how it goes. So that's those promos. Now we're moving into what we have from the 151 series that we're submitting. So this is an Ivysaur that we pulled out of an ETB. This card we felt looks very good. The only potential issues we see are on the back, the right edge. There may be a little bit of white going on, but you can't even see it in the camera. Let's see if I can get it in focus here. Again, I really don't want to take these out of the semi-rigids. I did in my first submission video, but that was only 5 cards. And each time I take them in and out, I worry that I'm going to do some damage, so I'm going to leave these in. This card looks centered quite well. And again, the only issue I see is there might be a little bit of a centering issue left to right. And there might be a little bit of white on the edge, but it's so minor. Like, you really have to stare at it to tell. So I'm sure that they are staring at these cards, but we'll see how it goes. Next is our Poliwhirl. I believe we pulled this out of an ETB. I don't remember, but that sounds right. This Poliwhirl looks fantastic. I think it looks better than the Ivysaur. There might be a little bit of white, a tiny bit up here at this top edge on the back. Otherwise, the centering looks really good. It's a beautiful card. And then we are moving on to Paradox Rift. We've got a lot of Paradox Rift to submit this time around. Most of our submission for what we're sending in, for what Block and Pixel is sending, is going to be from Paradox Rift. So we have our Mantyke, number 189 out of 182. Another beautiful card. I believe that I posted the video of me pulling this, if I'm not mistaken. Centering looks excellent. I don't see any whitening going on anywhere on any of the corners or edges. There might be a little bit of excess cardboard in this corner here where the printer or whatever they use to cut the cards cut, but very minor, and otherwise a excellent card. This is one of my favorite pulls I've had so far. I always say Groudon. I know most people say Groudon, but I like to say their names the way I like to say them. So I will continue saying Groudon. And this is card 199 out of 182 in the Paradox Rift set. And this is another beautiful card. This one looks almost perfect. The bottom right corner on the back, you can see there's a little bit of white. Like I have been saying for most of the issues I've been finding, looks very minor of an issue to me, but I think that it should get a 10. This is our Slither Wing. I believe we pulled this out of our first 2 ETBs that we got, that we had pre-ordered and had shipped to us. And this was one of our best pulls out of those ETBs. This is number 203 out of 182. And this card is very nice to look at. The centering is perfect in my eyes. There is a little bit of white in the bottom right corner. If I can get it in view. And this is the first time I forgot to put my phone on airplane mode. Actually, Ivan, who I'm sending cards in for, is blowing my phone up as I record this. So you have him to thank for any notification messages that you're hearing right now. Next up is the Yveltal, which you saw me pull in one of my other videos. This card might be a little bit wide at the top. Otherwise, left-right centering looks excellent. The edges, top edge might have a slight issue on the front. Let's focus here, camera. If you can see that, can kind of see it, but hopefully that won't get dinged for that, but we'll find out when it comes back. And then this is probably my second most favorite pull that we've had out of Paradox Rift, the Iron Jugulus, 216 out of 182. This card is gorgeous. This we pulled out of a sleeved booster pack that I think we got at GameStop. It might be a little bit wide at the top when it comes to centering. Otherwise, left-right centering is very good. There might be a tiny bit of white in the top right corner on the back. But otherwise, this is an awesome card. One of its moves requires 5 energy. But if you have that future booster energy capsule attached, then you can use that attack for only 3 energy. So you really wouldn't even play this card without that. I don't even know if that card's being used in the meta. I haven't been paying too much attention. Next, we have our Roaring Moon full art, 229 out of 182. These cards got a little bit dusty because they've been sitting on a shelf waiting for me to submit them. Dusty on the semi-rigid cards, I mean, the semi-rigid holders. This card, man, I don't see any flaw. Well, no. Okay, bottom right of the back. You see that tiny little bit of white. That's the only issue I see on this card. Hoping for a 10. Now, I know a lot of people will give their guesses on grades before they submit. For this particular submission, we really only are submitting cards that we truly believe have a chance at a 10. So I'm not even going to bother trying to guess what they might get because I'm just hoping for a 10 on everything. I know that's crazy, but we haven't even received back our first 5 cards yet from our very first submission. So we haven't really gotten tuned in to how PSA grades. So I'm not even going to start guessing just yet. Now we have our Chantal. This was pulled out of a sleeved booster pack from GameStop, I believe, by my wife. And this card is fantastic. I'm not seeing any issues on this card. So this is pristine in my opinion. And then here's another one of our pulls from another sleeve booster pack. Sleeve booster packs have been really treating us well, especially from GameStop and Best Buy. This one is also one of my favorite pulls. I keep saying that about every. Paradox Rift has just been an awesome set in my opinion. So this Iron Valiant, there is a potential minor issue at the top on the back. I'll try and get it in focus here. I need some manual focus because these Logitech stream cams don't always autofocus correctly. So yeah, right there, you can kind of see it in the camera. There's a little tiny bit of a spot on the back where it looks like it's bulged up a tiny bit. We'll see. Here's hoping. Okay, now we're going to move on to Ivan's cards because that was the 13 cards from Block and Pixel that are being sent in. So let's start with the Charmander promo from Scarlet Violet Base, I believe. This is promo number 44. You know what? This is the promo from Obsidian Flames, I believe. I never got an Obsidian Flames ETB or a Scarlet Violet ETB, so I don't know which promos came in them, but I'm pretty sure this is from Obsidian Flames. This is the Charmander that's looking at the Pidgeys through the window. It's an awesome card. And let's just do a quick critique here. Centering might be a tiny bit off left and right. It might be a little thin on the left here. And then on the back, it looks really good. The only thing I'm concerned about is at the top here. There might be, you can kind of see it in the camera. It's just not a perfectly smooth cut. But otherwise, this is a Fantastic card. Here we go with the Bulbasaur Best Buy store exclusive promo here in the US. And this one, I believe he grabbed it at Best Buy when he was out and about one day. They give these out for free, and locally they've been having a lot of them. This one looks really good. A lot of the Bulbasaur Best Buy promos don't look perfect. This one looks very good. If anything, there might be a little bit of a thicker bottom compared to the top for centering, but otherwise this card looks great. This was, I believe, one of Ivan's first major pulls getting back into Pokemon. This Ice-Cube from Paldean Fates. No, that's not even out yet. Paldea Evolved. Paldea Evolved? Yeah, okay. I needed confirmation on that one. And this is number 205 out of 193. And I just love the art on this card. The Ice-Cubes putting their heads in the refrigerator. Very comical, which we don't see too much on a lot of Pokemon art. So it's a really fun card. And for the most part, this card looks very good. I am a little bit worried about centering. If we look at the back, you can tell it's a little bit thick on the right, but hopefully it'll fall into PSA's 60-40 rule. And then there is a little bit of white in the top right corner on the back. But very, very minor. Awesome card. This one's a very cool card as well. We've got our Minun from Paradox Rift. This is number 194 out of 182. The front is beautiful. And the back looks great too. There is a tiny bit of white in the bottom right corner. It's so minor that the camera won't even pick. There we go. You can see that there. And then the top right corner, I think it looks really good, but let's just focus in on that. So there's our Minun from Paradox Rift for Ivan's submission there. And then he also pulled an Yveltal from Paradox Rift. This one, I think, looks better than the one we're sending in. This is centered really well. There might be a little bit of white going on in the top right corner on the back there. So there's our Yveltal. Golisopod. This is also from Paradox Rift, number 221 out of 182. Centering looks excellent. There's a tiny bit of white in the bottom right corner. And then the only other thing I'm concerned about is the top edge. I just don't think it was a perfect cut. So it's not like perfectly smooth, as you can see in the camera there. But otherwise, it's an awesome looking card. And then this is our last card of this submission. And this is Ivan's last card here. The Counter Catcher. Number 264 out of 182 from Paradox Rift. We've got our gold card here. And this card looks pristine to me. I don't see any issues on this card at all. So thanks for watching. That was a longer one, getting through 20 cards there. But that is our submission that's going to go in today. Can't wait to get it back, which will probably take months because we still haven't gotten our first submission back, and it's been, I forget when we sent it out. I'd have to look at the timestamp on my video that I made for that first submission. But thanks again for watching. I hope you enjoyed checking out the polls that we had, as well as Ivan. And this is his first submission ever, so it's an exciting one. And we look forward to getting him back. And when we do, we'll post a video showing what grades they got on that too. So again, this is Orin from Block and Pixel. Thanks again for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.